Welcome to the Dad to Dad podcast, the circle where real fathers link up to share wisdom, struggles, laughs, and lessons on this journey called fatherhood. This ain't no perfect dad talk. It's raw, it's real, and it's for us, by us. Whether you're a new dad, a seasoned vet, or still figuring it out, you're in the right place. Let's get into it.
Welcome to the DadToDad, the podcast. I'm here with my boy, Mr. Alston.
Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we're going to dive right into this, my boy. Fatherhood. Like, what that mean to you?
That's not really fatherhood is like you gotta be better than your father. So it's like you're a protector, that's number one. You gotta protect everything and everything. You gotta protect what they hear. You gotta protect what they see. Definitely you gotta protect what they do. I got a 14-year-old right now that just wanna ride his bike and be outside. Right. Fatherhood is like shit. Yeah, you gotta be a protector, bro. That's being a father.
So you touched on basically being better than the father we had in that as an example.
Yeah.
Right? Do you feel like as a father now, are you parenting from the way your parents parented you, or are you setting a goal to like break the generational curses of parenting?
Nah, I'm strict as hell.
Okay.
And I know you know my father.
Yes,
so
I do. Yes, I do.
When I tell you strict, I am strict as hell when it comes to like my kids. Like I feel like, and I only get it from him, and he gets it from his father. So I try to break certain things, but with my girls, I'm soft. But with my boys, nah. So I would definitely say it comes from my father. So
Right.
Yeah, for a fact.
So I'm definitely on the path of trying to break the generational curses of like with parenting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that is oftentimes that's what we do, right? We learn from our parents and we try to be like them, if not better than them.
Right.
But in the same token, we may be instilling certain things that we didn't think were beneficial to us as growing up, and now we like trying to throw it to the kids, and then knowing that they're not really gonna see it from.
It could be love. It could be showing up, because some fathers don't show up. Like,
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying? Some parents just don't show up. So, like, I make sure no matter what I'm talking to my kids, I make sure I tell them I love them before I hang up the phone.
Right.
My father never did that. Like, it took for me to turn maybe 20, 21,
right,
maybe 19, for my father to start saying, like, I love you.
Right.
Or even just a solid hug. Like, so that's one thing I could definitely say I broke.
Yeah,
I broke that.
because like I've learned that I took it as like parenting, and then especially with the fathers is like I don't want to be before. For me,
but we grew up in a different era.
Right, the eras is different, 100%.
They grew up differently than we did.
Right.
So it's like a lot of the things that they did teach us, and they did to us. Me personally, I feel like we still gotta, because clearly our especially our age.
Right.
If you in your kid's life, you here for a reason. You're not locked up. You're not dead from doing something stupid. So
that and small things like store runs, right?
Right.
So you can go, all right, I'll be back. And you think it's a regular day in the neighborhood, and some parents don't come back, whether it was by choice, whether it was by an unfortunate event. So it's like the era is definitely different, because I look at it like you could discipline your child freely when we were growing up without having.
Now you gotta worry.
Now you gotta worry about the people's coming. You gotta worry about somebody else saying something, and then the other side of that coin is it's so easy to make like a report, right?
Social media,
but not only that, because look, you post on social media, everybody got their opinion.
This is what I'm saying. You put it on social media, you got people
like Karens, and they outside, and just because you said no, sit down. Now they want to go and call the people with not real probable cause.
One thing I learned from the older people in my life was it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Absolutely.
So this is what I'm trying to teach my kids now, especially my oldest boy. I'm trying to teach him, like, bro, it's not what you say, bro. It's not what you say, it's how you gonna say it. Like, and then what a lot of these young kids don't know, and I wish that they did have their fathers in their life, bro. They don't know how to express themselves, bro. Like, bro, I didn't know how to express myself. And mind you, I had females in my life and I had men in my life.
Right.
Football was my way of expressing myself.
Absolutely.
Coach O, and it was a guy that used to live next door to me. His name was Flex.
Okay.
So Flex, when like Flex seen me one day and was like, "Shot, you know, if you going through something, bro, talk to somebody.
Right.
Tell somebody." So I'm like, that's what these kids need. They need an outlet.
And to be honest, like even at my job, working in a secure detention center, right? We had a group come in to speak to the youth. Now they come and speak, and the group is from Cali. They're grown men. They're men that was locked up in Cali, so locked up over there and locked up in New York are two different types of lockup. You get locked up over here, you thinking, I gotta go sit with the Bloods, I gotta go sit with the Crips and this, folks and that, and Kings and whoever else, disciples, whatever's out. Over there, you gotta sit with your race. It don't matter. That gang ain't what it is, and this is what the experienced people are telling us, right? The kids is in there, these young men are in there, and they think they're grown men, they think they're in real, like, big time jail, and they not, but they move like it.
A lot of these kids that fight in battles, they don't even know why they fight.
And that's another thing. So to add to that, one kid in particular, during this time, it got emotional for him, right? And if I'm not mistaken, I don't want to misquote them or mispronounce their name. I think it's called the Inner Circle or something like that. But these men are a group of men that are trying to help the youth change the direction and what they think is what they want to do into more what they need to see, that there's more things than the streets. Yeah. So in the process of them talking, I'm showing the video and telling them how things was happening. One of the residents happened to be, start crying a little bit. And some of the peers is like looking and laughing. But we know sometimes laughter is a sign of fear when you're in a certain space and you don't know how to respond to it. So to shorten the story, the one that started laughing, which made everybody else kind of laugh, he was like, "Yo, bro, I ain't trying to clown you. I ain't never seen no male cry in front of me. Yeah. This is a 16, 17, 18, 19 maybe year old young man in here telling you, look, he ain't never seen some emotion." Yeah. So that's when tough. You not seeing no emotion,
it's tough.
That's when you got to talk to somebody. You got to let something out. Respect to the young man that actually let himself be open to the information. And I respect the young man who apologized for like laughing because he wasn't trying to clown him. He was like, "Yo, bro, I'm really not laughing at you. I ain't never seen it.
That's the communities that we live in.
Right. It's support and having an outlet. So a lot of times they don't. And where do they run to? The streets. So when we parents in the era, 100%, you tell a kid to come home before the streets light come on now is different than come home before the streets light back then.
The way that I'm raising my kids friends, if they did, all right, put it this way. He's 14.
Right.
The average 14-year-old that's outside doing that stuff that we know smoking, drinking, sitting outside. These are the same kids that sit there and call my son a bitch, this, that, and the third.
Right.
But he's smart. I know he's gonna work. I know he's gonna work. If football, knock on wood, don't work out for him, I know his mindset is to go to work.
Right.
Like, we know that. Now, he's a great role model.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what everybody says, this is what we want, but where are you showing that?
Right.
Where are you showing that?
Mm-hmm.
I know kids that are my kids' ages that played on teams with my kids, and I see them outside doing it. It's like, I know you got a father.
Right. And you know what it is too? So many men, when they are trying to raise these kids, a lot of them is in a situation where they might feel like, oh, I didn't have a dad there, so I don't know how to be a dad, and so on and so forth. Listen, so we don't have like a space like we want to create here. We're trying to create a space where we're gonna build each other up, and you can talk freely without being judged. To where you'll learn, and if you can apply some of what you learn from these conversations, because
make it work,
that'll build you for later. You feel what I'm saying? We got the,
I know there's things I need to work on. I'm not the perfect father. Like, there's no book. Like, there's nobody ever written a book like, oh, all right, step 1 of being a dad, boom.
Right.
Step 2 of being a dad, boom. And if they did write that book, 9 times out of 10, they ain't a parent.
Right. So, most likely, because then it gives you that thought of how to put, like, are we truly raising our kids, or are we trying to like parent from like repeating things that we ain't never healed from as us growing up?
I feel like we just teaching them to survive, and they gotta live their life. Like, you can't live your life if you can't survive.
Right.
You can do anything you want as long as you're alive.
But now, so are we doing a thing to where we might be trying to let them learn, and we give them some survival tools, and we trying to let them learn. But are we letting them learn, or like, is it beneficial? Or we might be setting them up where we don't lay out not just the survival tools, but lessons on why you're using that particular tool to survive that particular moment.
You got to look at it. You got to look at it this way, right? This is how I look at it. I know where my father messed up being a father when I was growing up. He knows where he messed up being a father. So the great things that he did in my life that everybody knows that he did, that's what I'm going to take. And I'm going to make sure that them great things still stay great and they go into my kids. Now, the bad things that I felt like he should have done, I make sure that I'm there for. You know what I'm saying? I make sure. But like I said, I'm not perfect. So I still have my ways. I'm a father of 5 girls and 4 boys. Like,
so that would create the thought process of like breaking cycles, right? So you be in breaking cycle instead of passing them down in a sense of, like you just said, oh, dad and this part and that part, but this part was there and that part was there. So we got to attempt to, for some, because not everybody wants to, keep that cycle from going like this to say, you know what, take this piece out, interject that piece, and then we can move on from there. Because if not, that's all we really doing. Because like you said, there's no manual.
Sometime at the same time too, you gotta ask yourself, right? Because I know I ask myself this a lot. I still ask myself, like, it's like, what's a father? What's a dad?
Right.
Because,
and some people that's a topic. That's a real question, in a sense of, you could father a child, meaning you help create that child, and that's it.
Right.
But a dad keeps showing up. the relationship didn't work. Okay, but my kid need me.
But then again, I don't feel like that's a dad either, because I've been in situations as an uncle, as a cousin, to where it's like, all right, cool, I gotta be there. Like, I have to be there, whether I know that they father's there or not. So it's like, I don't know. That's it. Like you said, that's something.
That's something that you can really dive into and look at it. But on the other hand, it's like we all uncles, cousins, big brothers, and every different aspect of it. But there's a real reason why we show up. Whether we showing up as uncle, as brother, as dad, for those who may not have one. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because our dad instincts kick in and we're like, nah, that's not a good look for that child. Or that child needs somebody. And that goes back a little bit to having somebody to talk to. A support system is super big.
This is one of my kids right now. What makes you a dad? Like, what makes you a father? There's a whole shit. I could sit here for an hour and tell you about that situation.
Right. So now, right, since we on that, you got to look at it. What moment that made you realize that you're a dad now?
When that baby needed some Pampers.
Straight like that.
There wasn't no whip. Baby needed some Pampers. Alright. Cool. Nah, it's Pampers, but definitely when I seen my first kid, when I seen Hezzy come out, bro, because I didn't get to see my oldest come out. I was in California in school, and my oldest was born. But when Hezzy came out, and that doctor, the nurse lady, just hopped up on the table, and, like, pushed down on his mom's stomach, I seen that little white boy come out, bro. Yo, look, when I tell you, it was like, alright, cool. So now, I'm watching him go over. I knew I was a father when he looked up and his eyes were just brown, bro. He just looking at me like, I'm like, boy, alright, cool. Like, that's when I knew, like,
that's when it hit you.
Yeah, bro. And it's like, it feel the same way when I had all the rest of them. Like, I just had twins. Like,
that's what's up, bro. I mean, for me, I kid you not. For me, it was more of going. We went to like this 3D, 4D spot. We seen the pictures, and then out of all the pictures, she was like not trying to show herself. So, but the moment for me that none of the scares, none of the I think of it, none of that meant nothing, because everything went away. And the only thing that I focused on that really shifted for me, and I realized I'm a dad, not just a stepdad no more, like I really upgraded, I heard my daughter's heartbeat.
Yeah, fire.
And I'm looking at the screen, and the lady just looked at me, and she's like, Dad, you ready? And I'm like, what am I going to get ready for? Like, my baby not coming, right? She's like, nah, just listen. And that sound, bro, for me was that was the best. And that was every championship I ever won. That was every touchdown I ever scored. That was any and every accolade that I ever had got in a game of football. And I go by the thing like this. That's, my daughter has became the greatest audible I ever called. And I throw that in there because, you know with me, I'm a big football junkie and everything. But
I ain't never thought about it that way.
Because Nuss did it.
But look, that goes back to what? The fathers in the community.
Right.
Like,
and I also feel like that's what's missing. That's why I don't want to keep the cycle going, because I felt like how I just said, I would want to take care of mom. And then you start to realize, well, what happened to Dad? Now, Dad didn't just run off or nothing, but Dad was going through his own things. And as a kid didn't understand it. So as I started getting older, it was personal to me.
But even now, me being the age that I am now, I understand now why the men around me or around us growing up acted the way that they did. Because of the men that you cry, you a bitch.
Right. That's how we was.
You express yourself, you acting like a female.
So it made it tough for us to say something.
You can't pick this up real quick and bring it over there. You might be on the other side of the gate.
You ain't strong enough.
That's the kind of stuff that was around.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna sit here and tell you no lie. Some of this music I listen to, but I really like the beat of it. But these people are literally telling our children, yeah, go pour them lines up over there. Go drink this. Go grab this guy over here. Go do this.
Like tell you to shoot your parent. Like you want me to what? Go shoot my parent. And this is what sells. This is what their leaders turn into. Like I'm listening to this rapper. Or I'm listening to this, and then it's like, yo, what are we doing? Our community has diminished, right? Because growing up, we had a community. You go and do something.
We devalued, as a whole, if you want to say, especially Staten Island.
Right.
Staten Island, we went down. The only good things that we have for black men that I see going on is the Brothers That Care in West Brighton. They got the True to Life going on. I don't really know too much about that, but I know they're trying to stop a lot of gun violence. I'm with that.
Right, absolutely.
I'm with that. Like,
I think there was another one too. Like, I think Fatherhood Matters or something like that.
Okay,
that was another one.
I'm with that.
You know, and I think more groups like that should be more definitely out there. Which here why I brought up my platform. Like, this is not just your average. All right, just go on there and just talk about anything. This is really for us to build and have that. What can we do? What do we
like I started. But the main objective is, I don't want my kids to hang out somewhere and, God forbid, something happens.
Right.
Basketball. You got kids that love playing basketball. They got nasty ass attitudes.
Yeah. Uncoachable.
Right?
You know, your parents, you know.
The pops may not be there.
Right.
Where's the uncles? Where the cousins at? My uncles will still get in my ass. And they don't even, some of them don't even live in New York.
Right. And that's big because it goes back to support. It goes back to leadership and having someone there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was fortunate to be around 4 kinds of men growing up, right? And they had different situations, but they showed me how to handle each situation. He's still been the best father he could be without having the blueprint. Another one was in a relationship. Everything was going, but kid comes, and then, you know, after a while, relationship was over, but he didn't stop being a father and a dad to that child. And then you got one that was just out pumping kids, just throwing them out there like it's nothing, and then not being there, right? I watched another one have 7, 8 kids, but stay with the same woman.
Yeah, that's fine.
The whole time. He ain't stopped. He ain't stopped showing up, and they're better for it. He's better for it. So what I was able to do in my toolbox of life, I was able to see that. And I was also able to take from that. I was also able to take from my own father. And I kind of knew what I needed to piece me together. So I started building me. With each tool that I took from them, I started making my tweaks. Now, I didn't say I was planning to be a dad, but
everybody else.
Right. It was just more of as the caliber of man that I became and was learning to become. I started saying, you know what? I'd rather be a man like this if that happens. I'd rather be a man like this if that happens. And for me, that's what it was. Like, it was a wake-up call, but it wasn't an unplanned wake-up call. So I started to learn more about myself, and I started to learn more about what I wanted to do.
I learned how impatient I am.
Go back over there. Thank you.
I learned how impatient I am.
Always in dad mode.
Yeah, you gotta be. You gotta always be.
And it's still a blessing. You know what I mean? Because shoot, I used to think dating someone who had kids would make me not have to worry about making no kids. That was a theory I had for the longest. And then things change, feelings change, right? Because again, I'm gonna just play ball, I'm gonna just take care of mine, I'm gonna just be a bachelor. And then you find somebody that you feel changes the aspect of things, and then you start parenting. Now
you can have a kid, and then you can have a kid with pre-fucking cum.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
And they don't realize that. These youngins don't realize that.
Bro, my first scare, I thought my life was over. Mm-hmm. When I mean over, like, what am I gonna do? Damn, my parents are gonna cut me off. My family's gonna be like, Shy, you an asshole. Can't play football no more because now they gonna make me stay home with this baby. I'm like, no. No.
He said everything is going on.
Yo, when I tell you it was 4th and long, it was like 4th and a good 50.
Just looking like that.
Yeah.
What to do.
Night game, pouring rain and thunderstorms.
Everything. Monsoon out there.
Yeah. Damn, what am I gonna do? But you know what? That good man up there helped the brother out.
Yeah. And that's what it takes, right?
More guys, more men need to start. All right, boom. You see this kid in the neighborhood all the fucking time. See him doing the same thing. Spit something in his ear real quick. Find out what he like real quick, and you may see scrolling one day. All right, boom. Bro, homie just told me he like baseball. Right. He didn't really know baseball over here. All right, boom. Now I know you know this kid's mother or his father.
Right.
Yo, listen. I spoke to your son. You know he like baseball? No, I didn't know that. Look, they got this team going on right here, probably 300. Right. If you can't get him there, we'll work it out.
Right. But you know where we lose that at? It's there. It's definitely there. I've seen it. I still see it. We grow up and we had the OGs on the corner saying, "Yo, chill, little man. You play football. You play basketball. Go away. Don't do what we did. Yeah, it looks good. The jewelry, the cars, the fast money, the girls. It looks good. But I just came home from 10 years. I just came home from 15 years.
And nowadays, these niggas staying on the corner.
Come here, little man. Yo, run this up the block. If anything happens, just say, Lord, you only gonna get probation. You only gonna go to juvenile.
And a lot of these niggas ain't even got jewelry and cars.
Right. So now they went up the block, dropped that off, and got pinched. Because that OG is only worried about staying out because he already got maybe 2 strikes. Maybe even the 3rd if he got out of that. But I'm just saying, our community, we need more men that really are dads that want to come to and sit down. Like,
I know I'm supposed to go out, and I'm doing it because it's getting warm, like I said, and I don't want the kids outside. Summer didn't even start yet, right? I think we had 4 or 5 shootings already on Staten Island.
Yeah.
Right?
Just a little change of the weather.
It's not even hit. Summer didn't even kick off yet. It's not even the official first day of summer. So, because I always got a crew. I'm in a fishing group and all that.
Right.
So I always got a bunch of people that could come. Like, all right, meet me here. I know I could bring personally 3 or 4 kids.
Right.
5 to 6 fishing poles. Go get some tackle or whatever the hell we need. Now I know I got 4 or 5 other people. All right, cool. If everybody can meet us here, we'll figure out what we're gonna do from here. Now, that's already me taking 4 or 5 out. But now they start picking other kids up from wherever they live at. It really only takes 1 or 2 people to do something. But for me to change my life, honestly, it took for me to step away from party drugs and drinking all the time, right? My son called me one day and asked me for something. He asked me for something, and I'm like, all right, I'm coming. And I ain't even show up.
Right.
Fell asleep, all that. Next day, he called me like, Dad, you said you was coming and you ain't come.
Right.
I'm like, all right, cool. Shit happened again. I'm at Chuck E. Cheese now with my family. I'm like, nah, I can't take this shit no more. Call my family down south, like, yo, listen, I'm coming. Like tonight, I'm coming. Like,
right.
I'm not waiting. I'm gonna just go to the crib, grab some more things, and I'm on my way. Left that night, bro. Came back. Shit, that was 5.5 years ago. 5.5 years ago. And now I'm just back and forth down south. I gotta go down there. I love it down there, but
because it's a little different. It's a little slower.
I really feel like that's where we should have our children.
Right. That southern home, right? And it's a difference because
I like walking
you
around.
Still got a community, and, right? Small things like that, though. Small things like that.
Yeah, like
because now in that situation, that had made you learn how to adjust your lifestyle, your lifestyle, your career. You had to re-identify yourself to see what your identity was as a person and as a man and as a father, because you didn't want that disappointment again, right? So that's what made you also make that choice to go down.
I also felt like I was disappointing my dad.
Right. We do all want to take that next step to be better than our dad, not as a competition, but more like, all right, Dad made these mistakes, and he learned from those. But he also gave me some tools to not skip it, but to understand it a little better. So now I can lead.
You don't even got to go through this if you just listen.
Right.
Like, so if I would have listened to my father since shit 8th grade. No, after freshman year when I left the variant, to listen to that man, who knows? Like, if I would have just went down there and just went to high school, like, my little stupid ass that I was running behind Tootie Cat. My little stupid ass. Yeah, bro. It's like, he's like, yo, I'll buy you a brand new truck. Like, we'll go to the dealer and I'll buy you a brand new truck.
Right.
You know my pop, bro. Like, I'm like, nah. And mind you, I'm living right up the block. Like, I'm like, nah, Dad. I'm gonna go to Curtis instead of going down there. When I should have took my ass down there. So this is why I'm the way I am with my son. Like, he don't got no room to mess up.
Right.
Like,
because now what happens is now you create a balancing act. Right? Because now with that, you got reality and expectations. Not just having reality and expectations, you also have a situation where you just start taking like guilt for missing certain aspects of life or goals and accomplishments if you do miss them.
Yeah, I can't say he ain't got room to mess up because everybody's gonna mess up.
Right.
So
it's more about giving the tools to rebuild yourself when you do mess up.
All right, so I'm seeing now that because I got a nephew that's in high school. That's older. He's getting ready to be a senior. I'm starting to see that it's way different than how it was when we was 14 and we had the girlfriends and we out doing this or we out doing that. Like, the girls are more up here. So I still feel like right here while we in that pocket,
right,
it's still more of a sponge because when they're like 15, 16, now not even when you're like 16, 17, now you knowing what the people, what your neighbors is doing. Now you know what this person you walking past. You know why he got these new sneakers on every week.
Right.
Like, you know why maybe 1 or 2 people got these nice cars. Like, so now that's the state. That right there is the time when I think our OGs
Right.
should be stepping up. Like, we should be there for them all of this time.
Right.
But if that OG is in that foot in that door, don't just be like, oh, this guy. I heard so many adults go, oh, that fucking knucklehead.
Right.
Ain't nothing we can do with him.
Because you ain't tried.
There's nothing you can do with him.
You ain't tried. And then that right there alone, right, brings up the situation of men's mental health. Right? Because mentally, once you feel something like that, oh, these knuckleheads, it ain't nothing. What I say to them don't matter, or whatever the case may be. It's because you're trying to take a grand slam to teach everyone at once. When all you need to do is to reach one.
You gotta teach them how to. You gotta teach them how to crawl first. Some of these kids don't know how to crawl because they was never taught. A lot of these kids are brought up in one parent homes, and the parent is a female, and if the female is not with somebody for years, they see it multiples.
And that alone is a situation where I feel like a lot of times it gets misconstrued, right? They'll look at it like we're trying to tell them that they can't move on. It's not about moving on. It's about, if this ain't who you really with, and this is not what you really building, I don't think any child
coming in here behind me
right.
No,
you not can't be having multiple people to see. You don't need your children, no matter the age, don't need to see that. So instead of taking it as, oh, you just trying to control my life, I'm not with you. No, sweetheart, listen. As a father, as a dad, as a man, especially in my case, I got nothing but girls. My 2 oldest stepchildren, those are my kids. Those are my kids. Those are my kids. And then I have one that's got my blood all through her veins. But as a man, I just want you to understand that they don't need to be subjected to that. Unless this is somebody you really going to be with.
Every man has your heart, though.
They don't. And I've learned that. That's one of the tough lessons. Give me the courtesy. Like, if you're going to be with this person, all right, we can have a conversation. Right? I'm not trying to sit there like, yo, my nigga, you come around. But I'm sitting here letting you know I'm a very active father.
Right.
I'm very
I don't
present.
need you to be
I don't
dad.
need you to be dad. If you with mom, you with mom. But don't come in here. She get disrespectful. Right. You tell mom tells me, and we have a conversation about that. You feel what I'm saying?
You to be dad. I'm here.
What I need you to understand is there's boundaries, and just be respectful to that. And you got some people that can have a conversation like that. Like, yo, listen, pardon me, brother. Look, I'm the new man in the relationship. I just want you to know who I am because these are who your kids might be around. That is a completely different conversation to, yo, who's this dude around my kid I ain't never seen before? And then my kid talking about this one doing that one. And then now you mad at me for meeting aggression with aggression when we could have squashed all of that with a simple conversation.
But you got to understand too, right? For the female, a female could meet the shark, right? Oh, big shark, this is him.
Right.
We going out to dinner. We doing this. We doing that, right? He there for you,
right?
You getting that wet up, and the throat go. You don't know how that man feel about them kids. The next man is never gonna feel the same exact way about them kids, just like the dad.
Right. And they won't.
Females don't understand that. They think now you could see he's a perfect dad with his kids. Now you start fucking with him. Now you pregnant with his kid and you realizing this nigga really ain't shit.
Right.
Like, it happens. Why? Because females are vulnerable creatures.
Yes.
They're the most vulnerable thing on earth. Besides, like,
And
even more vulnerable sometimes than babies.
And there's in their nature to be the emotional one, right? And someone
but it shouldn't always be that way, though.
It shouldn't, but
it shouldn't be that way that we think that the only female should be emotional.
But I'm gonna tell you why, and we're gonna sticking with the mental health thing. I've been through it myself, but I seen a clip, and I believe it's from a movie. And the guy was like encouraging her, like, "Oh, well, why don't you go out and do this?" Because the wife was upset about something. She's not being able to go and do something. So he's like, "Well, why don't you just go and do X, Y, Z? And why don't you do it this way?" And her response was, "When was I supposed to do that? Between one of your many anxiety attacks?" So right then and there, you could see him on his face, like, "Yo, that was so private." And I opened up to only you about that. Yeah. And you just literally took every knife you had and just stabbed me and threw it at me to where now I permanently shut down. Yeah. And then you're asking me, "Oh, why are you so emotionalist? Why can't you talk to me? Why won't you let me?" It gets deep because I opened that door for you to talk to
you could think that you're talking to your mans about how you really feel it, and this nigga sitting there like, "Yeah, this nigga was bitch, bro."
Right.
Oh, I've been around shit like that.
It happened, bro. I watched it happen. This is where it's at, right? Unfiltered. This is raw. So I had someone pretend to be my friend. Yeah, that's my man. Yo, that's the bro. I'm sitting here like boo boo the fool. Like, yo, who you talking to? "Oh, I'm talking to so and so. Oh, he said what's up, and we only got an assignment." And I'm like, I don't like that, but you ain't on the phone for hours with the person, but you on the phone with the person. Yeah. And then no, that's my man. You telling the world.
Let it be you.
And the moment you throwing in them, them slick comments that come from, "Oh, I should just do this." Well, if you do that over here, you would be. And next thing you know, the nigga not my friend. You over here trying to get some skin.
He played you from the jump.
So for me, I never let people get close to me like that. Yeah. But I watched how the female did it, and then look, that goes with the whole point of like,
boy was playing around from the jump.
I don't really trust your male friends. Remember, back before this social media.
Let's be honest here.
But before social media, right? We had the work husband. And
are we being honest here?
100%.
Now,
as we should. But that's why I say that.
No female or man. No female is gonna be cool with their man having a female best friend unless all three of them are entangling.
I agree with that.
As a man, and knowing me and my peoples that I be around, or the people that I know, my lady's not having no man best friend.
100%. 100%.
I don't give a damn even if you gay.
Right.
You know why?
You still have that tool down there.
You a man.
So you could be switching all you want. It only takes one particular night to be like, "I'm tired of switching." Yeah. And since you tired of switching, you gonna sit there and jump into something. I'd be damned if it's jumping into something that belong to me. And I don't mean belong like you possession, but if we are
listen, if it's my turn, it's my turn. Because it ain't ours.
Right.
Even if you marry it still ain't ours.
Right.
It's supposed to be, but it ain't.
And that's the decision that is made for that particular female to set that back. Because it was once asked, how do you know, or how can you tell if the female is yours? And it was stated,
you can never tell.
And that was the statement. And the follow up, because it's a female follow up with what do you mean you can never tell if I did it? No. Because that's not my choice.
The only female that's ever yours in your life is your grandmother, your mother, and your daughters.
That's about it.
Those are the only females that will ever be yours in your life.
Because
nobody
now
that you deal with or marry will ever be.
Because you got to have that statement of, right, where she has to make the statement like, nah, I'm gonna keep choosing you. You know, it's more of a decision that person makes, right? And that's, again, it's only a controlled thing, because I don't want to sit on it to where it's really about them, because it's really about what we allow. It's really about how we navigate through that situation, right? And it's also about the uncomfortable conversations that people are not ready to have.
Yeah.
So when you
I don't like having uncomfortable conversations.
But you got to have them, because then when you have a conversation, you'll learn and know how to either have a comfortable conversation or that uncomfortable conversation.
Like, I feel like
uncomfortable conversations, right? Hear me out real quick. Can also look like, listen, I know she thinks she's best friends with this person forever, but I have to let her know, like, these are the boundaries of said thing.
Oh no, I'm cool with those conversations.
Right, but not everybody is. So it could be that small, or it could be deeper than that. Like, yo, listen, when you do this and you're around this one and that one, you start doing things that don't look like this, and you know there's a reaction that's coming. Oh, I can't do nothing because of you. And you like, damn, I should have just never said nothing. So now it's uncomfortable in the aspect of, how do you navigate your conversation without meeting aggression with aggression, without meeting
I'm starting to feel like
whatever.
A lot of my conversations now, it is aggression with like argument and argument.
Right.
Like, she say something, I say something. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I think I'm at the age now, bro, to where I just want me a nice, cozy 2-bedroom with a nice porch with some sand, or not even sand, good grass. Kick my shoes off with a rocker. My little 6-pack right there. My little smoke, and I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to argue, because being a father, when your son see you arguing and they hearing half the shit that you saying, I'm starting to realize that shit now too.
Right.
That when you go to say something to them, sometimes they don't give a fuck.
Right.
Cause it's like, all right, Dad, you was mad, you said this, but you ain't do it.
Right.
So it's like, all right. I get mad. Like, I get mad, bro. But I can tell you one thing. I used to get my behind whooped.
Right.
I'm talking in the tub, you get in the shower, put them curtains all the way back to the other side of the wall, put them hands up on that wall. But nah, you ain't getting beat with no clothes on, because you ain't getting beat for nothing that person paid for.
Right.
So, nice fine leather belt. And if you look at that person whooping you, that's an extra whack or two. So,
that's a fact.
Yeah, I don't beat them.
We definitely in Men's Mental Health Month, and I think that's a big month. That's a big thing, because it's not spoken about often, right? So I feel like asking for help and breaking silence is tough, because again, it goes back to how we was raised. How you're a man, you're a father. You got to be tough. You can't cry. You can't show no weakness. So I think ultimately, we're left with something like, what would be the hardest part about admitting when you're struggling as a dad, more than anything else? Like, we got to really try to see.
I can count on one hand the people I tell when I'm struggling.
Right.
So, and 2 of them is my parents.
Right.
So that should tell you a lot on how, especially us black men, think on when we struggle. And like I said, I'm now starting to express myself, and that's just to my cousins. That's not even like to my friends.
I agree with that, because it's like, for me, I don't think anyone really knows when I'm struggling or if I'm struggling, because for me, I think I still have that aspect of I have to do this regardless, and I think that's what I struggle with the most is to one identify that I am struggling, and then once I identify that I'm struggling, like identifying a safe place or person to say that too. And I'm okay with tough love or being told the truth. I would like for you to tell me the truth at all times. But to be in a situation where I tell you what's going on, and instead of you listening to understand, you listen to reply, and that reply may not be warranted in that current situation. I just might need you to say, hey, listen, breathe. It's gonna be okay. So for me, I still have that tough guy Hulk persona for myself, and then my daughters are Betty, because that's who calms Hulk down. So if I run into that situation, like, damn, am I gonna be Hulk all day, every day?
Nah,
I don't want to have to be in an environment where I gotta be hard all day, every day.
But when I'm home, I'm angry.
That's what I'm saying. Because it's like, for example, I might sit in my car and just sit there.
Not that I'm angry when I'm home. I get tired of repeating myself. You know, when we watching film, right, and coach got that control in his hand, and he can just, and it keeps playing that.
You're supposed to make that tackle. Click. You're supposed to make that tackle. Click.
I hate that. So now I'm really trying to find something to do, like something for that.
Right.
I done went and bought RC cars. This kind of thing for whatever they wanted. Right. Video game. I'm a gamer.
Right.
Like, I'm a gamer. I got a $1,600 computer. I still on Xbox. We literally have every system in my house.
Right.
Like, I don't think there's not one system we don't have. So I feel like that's a safety thing. Like,
that's like, I get it, right? Because
I can keep them safe if they in the crib.
If they doing something, I'd rather build something. I got her a trampoline, indoor trampoline, because I felt like she don't have to worry about going to the playground, because I got stuff in the playground. And that's the thing. We need space.
I think that's the long-term goal. Like, you could be a great father, a great parent anywhere. Our communities are going down in my eyes, bro. So I think the best thing for me to do, or anybody that I know, get your kid up out of here, bro.
I learned this at one of my trainers. This guy, we used to have a lot of conversations. They used to call me a pastor because the way I talk. He was like, you kind of long-winded, but we understand your message. And he used to say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
That's a fact.
But he came back with, but you can salt the hay to make them thirsty. So it had me for a minute, because I'm like, salt the hay to make the horse thirsty, you can lead the water, but can't make him drink. So now it's like, he basically was saying, you can't force them to drink it and take the knowledge. However, you can give them something enough to make them want to go find that knowledge. I like that one. I'm talking to the OG like, yo, what are you saying though? And he's like, yo, not for nothing. Never heard that. Instead of forcing them to drink the water, give them something that will entice them a little bit to actually want to try the water. Because if you got a lot of salt, then you like, I need something to drink. I need something to drink. Yeah. So now the closest thing to you is water.
But what's your dad, right? So understand, I always had my dad. I grew up with white people. If you black and you know me, it's because we went to school together. Because 9 times out of 10, I'm in a white school, or I'm on the other side of the island. I'm in Westerly and all that. So my best friend Travis, rest his soul, his father, he's white. They're Norwegian.
Right.
They're 100% Norwegian. Like, I'm getting lemon candies from Norway when
Right.
Tumac comes to America. Like,
You start looking like, what?
yeah, like, yo, like,
Oh, y'all ain't got this out here? Nah, yeah, no.
Tumac come stay for months. Now she go home. Tumac, can you please bring lemon candies back?
Uh-huh.
I'm actually going to their house Saturday for a barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Pop. He always showed me. He took me to Yankee games.
Right.
He worked for sanitation.
Mm-hmm.
He was part of the cleanup crew for all the parades. Like right. Whoever won something, parade, holiday, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Head guy for the cleanup crew. He used to teach us. He actually taught me how to cook on the grill, make a burger, a Bubba burger.
Right.
Bubba burger's been out forever. I was like probably 14, bro. Taught me how to make the Bubba burger with the potato bread, nice and crisp. Onions, all that. My father, I ain't never went fishing with that man. Right. And everybody that know me know I love to fish.
I could tell you that. There was two things that I always wanted from my dad, right? And that was to learn how to play chess and fish.
I learned how to play chess.
My grandfather took me fishing, and my father's father, he would try to teach me certain things, but my father's father like take me to the pool hall. He used to try to teach me how to play some pool. And I would always see my pops. He'll be outside when I get dropped off or when I pull up right in front of our brownstone, and he would have a chess piece and a board. And I just felt like that was something that you supposed to come here, yo, little man. Let me show you. Let Pop show you how to. And he just never did.
What if he didn't really know how to be a pops? No matter how many kids you got, that don't mean that you know what you're doing.
Right. And I try not to penalize him for every single thing, right? Because that's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
We do that, right? And I try not to penalize for every single thing, but I feel like the small things, because...
But what's small to you is big to somebody else.
Possibly.
Mm-hmm.
That's a wrap for today's episode of Dad to Dad podcast. Big salute to all the fathers holding it down, breaking cycles, and building legacies. Remember, there's no blueprint to this, but together we can learn, grow, and keep showing up for our kids. Until next time, stay strong, stay present. Now go hug your kids, call your pops, or show love to another dad. The work continues. Peace.